What's happening, everyone? My name is Phil with PrecisionLED.com, and today we have a 2015 Nissan Altima we'll be installing LED interior lights on. This is considered a 5th generation Altima, and the installation is compatible with year models 2013 and up. Today, we'll be installing LEDs on our vanity mirror lights, passenger and driver side map lights in the rear, trunk light, license plate lights, as well as the backup reverse lights. This model does not have courtesy door lights, but higher trim levels might, so check your vehicle before you purchase the kit and make sure to select those additional LEDs in our package. Also, the new Altima comes standard with LED map lights in the front, and those cannot be replaced. Let's go ahead and get started. We're looking here at the passenger side vanity mirror light. We have a single bulb that needs to be replaced. We're going to use our crowbar shaped tool and the flat ends here. We're going to come in from the side and lift up from the bottom. Once you get it up from the middle, the whole assembly should pop out. You can see it has one action point here and here for holding it in place. Now you have the bulb here. It's going to be hot, so we're just going to lift up one side. And instead of, I don't have a cloth with me, so I just have a pair of pliers with some tape on them. I'm just going to use that to pull it out just so I don't burn my fingers. You can use a cloth if you have one. With that out, we have our LED that we're putting in here. Now this is a 50/50 standard LED. This is the only type that fits in this smaller type of assembly. And these ones are polarity specific, meaning if you put them in one way and the polarity is incorrect, it's not going to turn on. You have to turn it around for the polarity to match up correctly. There we go. Once you have that in, you want to make sure that these LED boards are facing out at the correct angle. And then you're putting this back in place. Now, this is an important part to note. There's a small hole right here that matches up with a pin here. And what you want to do is you want to start opposite at the pin side, put it in at the angle here first. And once that's in, you're going to bring some pressure across the sides to get it in place. And you're all set. The process is the same for the driver's side. We're looking now at the passenger side of our rear map light. We're going to be using the pointed side of our serrated knife tool. And the side closest to the switch is where we're going to be getting access to remove this outer panel. You force in between and you're pushing out, just like that. And that one comes down and out. Now if the bulb is not hot, you can pull it out with your fingers and replace it with the premium LED. Now these are non-polarity specific, so it'll work this way and it'll also work that way. There's circuitry inside the bulb that allows it to work in either orientation. You do want to make sure that these metal leads are kind of facing towards the outside a bit, just to make sure they make proper contact. When they're in, just test it to make sure it works. This one does. When you put this panel back on, you're putting it from this side here first and then pushing this way. This side in and pushing up. Process the same on the driver's side. We're looking now at the trunk light in the interior. This one's pretty simple. It's just a tab that you push out this way and this cap comes down. Now this bulb itself may or may not be hot, so I'm just going to use a cloth to remove it. And that's the bulb. We're going to be replacing it with a 5730 style LED. And this is a really great upgrade. The trunk is always really dim, and so these LEDs make it a lot brighter and easier to deal with. That one goes right back in place. It's already turned on. Again, these are the non-polarity specific bulbs, so they're not going to have an issue whether or not you plug them in one way or the other. If you have a standard kit, just make sure that you are testing them before you go ahead and finish your install. But that one's done. We're going to show you now how to work on the license plate lights. As you can see here, we've already done one side here with an LED. We're going to go ahead and show you how to replace the driver's side license plate light. In order to do that, we need to remove and get access to the light housings that are behind the trunk liner. For that to happen, we're going to be using our crowbar shaped tool and removing about half of these clips. These clips come off, you can wedge in between here, pretty much the center portion of the clip. You separate it from the outer ring, and once you have that separation, this tool allows you to come in from the middle and pull it out, like that. Now we need to do it only on the top half, and that allows us to pull down half of this thing here to get access. So I'm gonna do that now. What we're going to do, we're going to pull this around the latch, and it should come down far enough. We have one light assembly here. This is your passenger side license plate light, and the one right here is your driver's side license plate light. Let's change the camera angle, and we'll show you right here exactly where it's at. We're looking now at the assembly for the driver's side license plate light. This is a twist to lock, so you turn counterclockwise, and the whole assembly comes out. Just a halogen T10 that we're removing here and replacing with one of our premium 5730 LEDs. Now you just want to make sure that these leads are facing outward, and that goes back in place. When it goes back in for installation, you want to make sure you're turning clockwise to lock it back in place, and that's all that you should need to do. The process is the same on the passenger side, and when you're all done and you've finished your testing, you want to put this trunk liner back in place. We're going to show you now how to access and replace the backup reverse lights. And to do that, you have to start from the interior of the trunk. You're going to pull away on the trunk liner here on the side, and that provides you access to two bolts, one here and one here. And that's where you'll need the 8mm socket and socket wrench to loosen these ones up. And you do want to be careful, because when these are coming out, you don't want them to fall into the bottom, into the body of the vehicle, because they're very difficult to fish out at that point. Once you have the two bolts out, now the rest of this assembly can come out, but we're going to change the camera angle to the outside so you can see how we do that. Now that we have the bolts removed, we need to get this entire assembly out. And to do that, you're first going to create some leverage by putting the butt end of our crowbar shaped tool down here in the side, and just wedging it in to loosen it up a little bit here. Once you have that in, you're going to come here from the side and push forward. And that releases it. Now the reason it's so forceful, there's there's two pressure clips here along with a pin here that's holding it in place, if you can see. But once you have it off, it's very simple. Your backup reverse light is here at the bottom. Counterclockwise to remove, and it's a T10 base style bulb that we're replacing with a premium 5730 style 10 LED bulb. And these are really bright and specifically made for the backup reverse. So once I have it in, you can have a friend put the car into reverse just to make sure that they work. As you can see, they do. And we're just going to put it back in. You're going to line up the holes, turn it clockwise to secure it back in place. Now that it's in, when you're reassembling, the most important piece you want to make sure fits is this right here. This piece right here. And that's to make sure that this end part of the tail light isn't a little bit too far out. It's nice and tucked into the body. So you do want to make sure that these two screws go into the holes here and here. And again, make sure that the bolt here slides into place correctly. once you have it lined up, give it a good hit. Make sure you put the 2 bolts back, and you want to also make sure that the trunk liner goes back into place, and you put the trunk liner around the lip of the rubber grommet that's surrounding to give it a good clean finish. And that's all there is to it. And that's the end of the installation. If you have any questions or concerns, please email us at help@precisionled.com, or you can reach us online and submit a support ticket at www.precisionled.com/contact. Please like or subscribe if you enjoyed the video or enjoyed the process for what we do. It really does help us out when we make the next one, knowing that there's people out there watching the videos. Have a good one.